chance. Coming up next, game 15, Pool C at South Africa against Brazil. They played each other 3 times. The Blitzboks have won all of them. 26-7 it was the last time they met in Vancouver. As we check out the lineups, and it's a big forward lineup for South Africa. Ryan Kinkowski out of Durban. He's lines up with Agaba and Kyle Brown. Francois Hogard, the Worcester Warriors scrum half, alongside Cecil Africa, and the season's leading try scorer, Siabelo Senatla. For Brazil, the playmakers are the Duque brothers in 5 and 6, as they will try and win their first game on the Sevens World Series this season. That crowd really came alive with that French victory over the USA. The tricolours were waving all around this magnificent stadium, the Stade Jean-Bouin. And here comes South Africa and Brazil, and alongside me, Simon Mannix has stuck around for this one. And Simon, it's another tough task for Brazil here.
Yeah, incredibly tough task, isn't it? The very well organised, well-disciplined South African side. They've got it all, haven't they, when you look at the power that they do have up front there, the likes of Kyle Brown. That ability, the playmaking ability of Hogard, and of course the speed on the outside, Sinatra in Africa. Outstanding footballers, a great sevens team with the balance, I think, is one of the better balanced side in this World Series circuit. Certainly they're going to be a very, very tough team for Brazil. Not even to beat, but just even to compete with.
So consistent this season, haven't they? They won the Cape Town events. They're second overall on the standings, but they finished third 3 times in Vegas, Hong Kong, and Singapore. They actually won the most recent Paris Sevens back in 2006 when it was last played here at the Stade Jean-Bouin. So South Africa sends it high, deep into the Brazil half, and Juliano Fiore brings it down for Brazil. Here's Sansari, runs into Agaba. They try to hold him up, but he's just got the ball away. Big physical defence early on from South Africa. Fiore gets it off the floor. Some intricate play here in their own red zone for Brazil, trying to find an opening. Duque off to his brother Moises, and he kicks it to Cecil Africa, who'll try and launch a counter-attack here for the Blitzboks. Ranel, he runs into contact. Senatla plays scrum half, but he's been caught in there, and they've won the penalty, South Africa.
Don't play this man.
Dragging the number 9 back into the breakdown area, Senatla, on that occasion there in the position of number 9. You can't do that, of course. He's got to be free to play the ball there. There's the penalty. Relentless pressure, though, isn't it, from South Africa? Ball in hand, and even without the ball, their defensive organisation quite superb.
Francois Hogard takes the tap to Africa. Hogard again. Here's Kyle Brown, the captain, and Kyle Brown will run in for South Africa's first try here against Brazil.
Just way too easy, wasn't it, from the set play, from the free kick. Get it into the hands of Hogard, the playmaker. The step, the pass, the vision. There it is there, Africa through to Hogard. The little stutter step, gets on the outside there on that occasion now. As Schaefer, well, he can't do anything about that. Kyle Brown, very strong in those positions there, very difficult to stop. Just way too easy for South Africa.
So South Africa will try and add an extra 2 points here from a long way out, and just gets a bit underneath that one. Doesn't quite have the distance. Kyle Brown, the regular captain for South Africa, not actually the captain at the tournament here in Paris. Philip Snyman's been given that responsibility, and I guess that's what you're talking about, Simon. Yet another example of how Neil Powell can blood some more players in leadership and give them that responsibility.
Yeah, of course, that's what, we're looking for players, all players to be involved in decision-making out there on the field, making decisions, and just, keep things ticking over. And it's all about giving experience to other guys. It's not just about tossing the coin before the game, I'm sure of that.
Here they come again. This is Senatla, and here he is, Mr. Prolific, with his 150th career try in sevens.
The importance of your set-piece play. Kick off there, ball's recovered, hit to the outside, hold your width in the attacking line. No one's following the ball in the South Africa side. They're so well drilled, aren't they, as a team? Everybody knows their roles. And ball comes up, turned over from the kick-off, bang, 2 passes wide, try time. Sinatla, outstanding finisher, and you've really got to take his space away very early, otherwise he's going to make you pay.
Outstanding finisher, Izzy Watt. That's his 59th try this season. He's only 23 years old. Another misconversion there. It's been quite a season for this young man. He's played Currie Cup for Western Province, Super Rugby for the Stormers, and a teammate of his on the series this year, Brian Habana, I remember him saying that he reckons he's got a huge future in both forms of the game. Africa doesn't quite pick that one, the 10. But Brazil will grab it and they'll play on. Here's Fiore. Fiore looks like he's been held up there in the tackle by Agaba and Kankowski and Brown, and unless he can get his knees to the floor, it's going to be a turnover. And here South Africa have it. Here's Hogarth. Back to Kyle Brown. Fiore with a strong tackle. Africa. Francois Hogarth now signed a full-term contract with the Worcester Warriors in the English Premiership after helping them stay up this year after promotion. Here's Kankowski. Good defence there from Brazil. But Ruan Nel maintains possession once again. His green machine just keeps going, and here's Sinatla once more. Sinatla, as we've seen so many times this season, runs in another one.
Well, they have no rights to score that try whatsoever, do they? With Kankowski taking an appalling option, running towards us in our broadcasting position here. Bails out to the left-hand side. He's all isolated, but what makes it work is the work rate off the ball from Sinatla. They don't stop working this South African side. Sinatla getting around, doing the hard yards. Your work without the ball, so often the most important in this game, and there's a perfect example of it. Always stay alive. You're always in this game in sevens.
South Africa makes better contact with that one, but still just misses to the left. Bit of support here for the Blitzboks at the Stade Jean Bouin this weekend. Haven't won an event, of course, since they went back to back in Cape Town just before Christmas. Wouldn't they love to add another event title to their record here this season? Africa gets that restart right where he wants it. The Blitzboks don't compete, let Brazil bring it down. Fiore plays scrum half. Duque. Solid defence in midfield, and they've won the penalty, South Africa.
Hold it on.
And they've gone quickly. Here's Africa. Africa with the show and the go. Cecil's in the corner.
Outstanding finish, Africa, but put this try down to Nell in his breakdown work there, which won the penalty. Superb decision making. He got over the ball so quickly. This is the back end of it. Africa, the switch with Sinatla. Of course the defender's going to hold on the inside, because Sinatla, we've already seen what the threat he is, ball in hand. And Africa, well, a jog into the corner, just making the conversion easier for himself. I don't fancy him kicking this one on current form, but anyway, see if he can make a liar out of me.
Well, he hasn't got one yet. 4 tries, 20 points. Can he make it 22? No, that one's just going to drift wide as well. So, first half comes to an end here. 4 tries to South Africa, completely dominant, and they lead Brazil by 20 points to 0.
Todo el primer tiempo jugamos en nuestro campo, no pudimos salir, es lo que habíamos hablado, sí, que teníamos que jugarla,
chutamos, dejamos la bola adentro, o más importante que tuvimos, que fue bom, fue la presión que le metimos a ellos. ¿Sí? Metimos mucha presión, conseguimos subir. Ahora, hubo una que subimos todos, ¿sí? Y enseguida había 4 caras junto a los back. Por favor, que no nos atraiga más la bola. ¿Está claro? El que taclea es el que trabaja y los demás. Solamente un guardián y los demás tienen que estar olhando na frente. Tá bom?
Ons moet daai selfe clinical geit hou. Maar ek dink belangrik gaan wees aan eerste afskop. Ons hou die balle vas, as jy opportunities kom, jy sien die opportunities kom. Hou aan die bal vas, as jy die bal nie kontak en vat, doen jou werk met grond, kry die long play, as ons spelers daar kan kry, skram op daar en ons kyk die bal. Ons moet dit oopmaak, ons kan nie net een pas en dan punch nie. Ten minste 2 passes voordat ons punch. Ons kan nie net langs die rand punch, ons moet hulle maar werk.
Neil Powell giving some instructions to his South African side. A very comfortable first half for them, 20 points to 0 they lead. And won a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games a couple of years ago, and they must be a big chance when they get to Rio, the event that Brazil are hosting, Simon.
Well, that's certainly been one of the form teams in the HSBC World Series this season, haven't they? Currently second in the table, and but this game is so unpredictable, isn't it? That we can look at early favourites, we can look at teams who are physically in great shape. We can look at the Fijians, we can look at the South Africans, we look at New Zealand, but in one tournament I think anything can happen, and we saw that recently with Kenya, didn't we, that anything is possible in this game, and that's going to be some sprint, that tournament in Rio, that's for sure.
Looks like Sanatla with his 2 tries, 151 in his career. He's been given an early mark in this one for the time being. Might come back on, of course, with the rotating subs rule. But Lucas Duque gets us underway for the second half, and Philip Snyman lifts South Africa high to bring that one down. Dylan Sage sends it across. Here's Hogard. Short ball to Carl Brown. Just loses his footing there, and a big clear out from Ramel. Slightly forward-looking pass there to Africa, but that's been let go as they try and spread this Brazilian side wide, using the width. South Africa, here's Nell. Looking for quick ball once again. Kankowski. It's Philip Snyman. Dummy here, runs into contact. Bit late arriving Snyman, but gets there just in time to pass that off the ground. Here's Nell again. Hogard, but he's hitting a strong tackle from Albuquerque. Good defence from Brazil, but they've missed that one. And Ruan Nell, does he have the pace? Duque's chasing. Can Duque get him? Oh, little man on big man. And big man wins it.
Well, one of the first missed tackles by the Brazilian team so far, as it is, and Nell does extremely well. That's a very good finish by him on the outside there. Real composure with the ball in hand, though, wasn't it, from the South African side? More than comfortable to spread it width to width. There's the break. Hand off there. Well, Schaefer on that occasion, and Duque chasing back hard. You've got to enjoy the work rate out of the little fella. Really track him back. Got to shut down that space a little bit earlier if you're going to get him that tight to tackle Nell from 10 out, but as it is, well taken try, South Africa, and once again just showing their all-round skill level, some of the very good clean-outs in the build-up to that try. Great play, South Africa, yet again.
And the flags stay down once again, so South Africa misses another conversion, but 25 points to 0, 5 tries to 0. As Roscoe Speckman has come off the bench, returning to the team here after not playing in the previous event in Singapore, and he will take over the responsibility of the restarts. Kicks it high. Fiori wins it. Here's the captain, Lucas Duque. Snyman runs into him, tries to win the turnover, and he's done that, Philip Snyman. The man from the Free State Cheetahs, and they go quickly. South Africa, but there's an interception for Brazil. Will they run away here? 40 metres to go. Can he get there? The crowd are willing him to the line, willing him all the way there, and he has scored. What a brilliant moment for Brazil. Fantastic try. It's Andre Silva.
Well, superb play initially by the South Africans through Snyman. He threw the intercept pass. You'll just see it here from the quick tap. Silva does extremely well. What you've got to love is the effort from the South Africans to get back here and try and stop this, what seemed to be an inevitable try. Numbers chasing back there. That occasion, Speckman couldn't get in there. That's just huge. That's a huge try for Brazil. Well taken. Well done. I didn't fancy them breaking the duck here today against South Africa. They've done it very well. And we're going to see the first conversion of the day. Outstanding. Well, we got the full house.
Really good moment for Brazil. Struggling against one of the top tier nations in rugby union. And that will give them a huge amount of confidence to get on the scoreboard here against South Africa. 25-7 now. Lucas Duque kicks long this time, and Speckman's underneath it. He's wrapped up by Fiore. It's Carl Brown across to Dylan Sage. Hogarth plays scrum half. Here's Snyman. Snyman always makes yards of his Hogarth. Hogarth ball in one hand, offloads to Speckman, but Fiore's got him in the way of that, knocked it back to his captain. A little kick pass here across field, bringing out the playbook here, Brazil. Here's Laurent Coué. But once again at the breakdown, Brazil unable to match it physically with South Africa, and Speckman goes quickly. Chip and chase, sees the space in behind. Will he get there in time before it goes over the end line? No, just a bit too heavy. So it'll come back for a 22.
It's relentless, isn't it, from South Africa, particularly the breakdown area. Interesting watching Hogarth when he gets into that position at number 9. A little bit of classic 15s coming out of him. He's just passed in straight from the ground. And when he starts running with the ball as he attacks the short side there, he becomes a lot more dangerous. And I think it's something that switching between 7s and 15, quite hard to make that transition smoothly. And I think he's going to be much more of a threat to this team when he starts identifying the spaces around the tackle area to attack.
And here he is, Hogarth, playing deep, wins that, gives it off to Snyman, the captain. Inside now to Dippenaar, who's on the field. Stephen Dippenaar. Snyman again. Inside the 22 of Brazil once more. 90 seconds to go in this Pool C match. And just a little mistake there from South Africa, just perhaps pushing it a little bit too hard, trying to pick up some more points.
Yeah, I think they just had to hold their feet there, didn't they, and attack. Rather than taking the ball to the line and using up that space, hold your feet and let the ball do the work when you have that 3-on. It's all about just staying straight on the ball and not taking up that space. Guilty on that occasion of over-eagerness with the ball.
So Brazil have the ball, but again under a lot of pressure, and again the penalty decision goes against them. New Zealand, Richard Kelly, the referee. That scrum time.
They're just using up so much energy, isn't it? It's just sapping it. They just keep on at you. They're relentless in the way they're doing. Set play here.
Kankowski will pick up one of his own. The Natal Shark, former Springbok, gets on the score.
Just to switch with Kankowski, you create the 3-on-2 on the short side. Brazil, obviously the fatigue setting in there. Guys guilty of ball watching a little bit, drifting across with Hogarth. The switch comes back. Way too easy. But again, the quality of South Africa, they identify the situation.
chance to kick a conversion in this game, and that one's missed as they have beaten Brazil